What's up guys, it's Light Spiral here, and today I'm going to be bringing you my guess for the April 2018 Hall of Heroes. So if I'm correct on this, I believe there should be two Hall of Heroes this month. There should be the regular April Hall of Heroes, which will be Wind Element, as well as the Anniversary Hall of Heroes towards the end of the month. So right here I've got the list of all the previous Hall of Heroes, and you can see that in 2017, we had the Light Undyne Hall of Heroes in the beginning of the month. So the second weekend of every month is when there's normally a Hall of Heroes. And then between the 21st and the 23rd, there was a Anniversary Hall of Heroes. I don't know when the actual anniversary is, but I guess it's sometime in there. And then the year before, there was a Hall of Heroes at the beginning of April. And then from the 22nd to the 25th of April, there was the Anniversary Hall of Heroes. So that is why I'm assuming there's going to be a Wind Hall of Heroes pretty soon. And then the Anniversary will be around the 20th is what it's looking like. So that being said, all the Wind Nat 4s are here. Everything from the Ninetail Fox towards the top middle-ish. And then if I scroll down, now it goes all the way down to this Boomerang Warrior in the bottom middle-ish. So there's actually quite a bit of monsters to choose from. Now, a general rule of Hall of Heroes is that 1, they cannot have Nat 3 counterparts. 2, they cannot have previously been in Hall of Heroes unless we're talking about the anniversary, but this is not an anniversary, so it should not be a repeat as far as I know. I believe if they're farmable, they're not going to be in the Hall of Heroes. I don't know if that's exactly a rule or not, but I don't think they're going to be a Hall of Heroes if they're already farmable. And the unspoken rule of Hall of Heroes is that it won't be anything super good. So stuff like Lucian is kind of unspokenly not allowed to be a Hall of Heroes monster. So with that being said, I'll get into an honorable mention, which is a monster that I think has a really good chance of being it, but it's not really going to be my final guess. This is just to kind of like spark ideas. So my honorable mention is going to be Logan, and basically my honorable mention is always just like one of, or if not the worst possible guess, because it's always a really safe bet to just assume it's going to be the worst possible. His first skill will attack 2 times, and it'll give himself an attack buff, same as all the other Neostone fighters. The second skill will do a dot and a death break if it crits. And the third skill will attack the enemy 2 times, and each hit will decrease the enemy's attack speed and decrease their attack bar. There's an additional effect where if you bring the attack bar to 0, so if their attack bar is less than 60 and you land it both times, you'll get another turn, which is kind of nice. Basically, this guy is usable, but there's not really any situation where you'll find yourself wanting to use him over other monsters, so that's why I'm putting him here.
It's time for the moment you've been waiting for.
Let's go into the news!
So my final guess for what I think is going to be the Hall of Heroes this month is going to be Ayunu, the Wind Anubis. This guy's actually pretty good, so that's why I'm not really going to be surprised if he's not it. But I kind of like to be optimistic a lot of times on my guesses. So I wouldn't call this guy insane by any means, and he's not... So I wouldn't call this guy insane by any means, so he's not too good to ever be a Hall of Heroes, but he would be on the better side of some of the Hall of Heroes we've gotten in recent days. Like all of the Anubises, Ayunu will do the heal block with a certain chance, but he also has the additional effect where he can stun the enemy that not all of them get. The second skill is just like the water one and the light one, where it'll do a brand and it's also a multi-hit, but I don't know if the multi-hit's really that relevant because you're not really bringing him into anything that requires multi-hits, but it might be nice sometimes. And then he has this pretty interesting passive where when he dies, he'll revive with 30% of his HP, but he'll also receive additional attack power, and so this will stack. So if you can get your guy to survive long enough so that he can revive multiple times, he'll start to do quite a bit of damage, so he can be pretty useful in some long drawn out guild wars where they're not going to kill you too quick, or if you have some kind of monster that'll reset skills like Ganymede or something, then you can reset the cooldown on this, and when he dies, he can be revived again. So basically, he's just a pretty interesting damage dealer that admittedly does some decent damage. He can stun sometimes, he can brand, he can heal block, and then he can self-revive, so sometimes you just might want someone that can self-revive just for a little bit of extra HP. He's got this Guild War leader skill, Accuracy is not typically the preferred leader skill, but at least it's for Guild Wars because pretty much the only place you'll use him is Guild Wars. Maybe you could find a way to use him in RTA or even more specifically in this 4-star or 20-star RTA, but I think he's pretty much a Guild War monster. The only other Anubis we've ever gotten from a Hall of Heroes was this water Anubis. I don't actually even remember how long ago now, but I think probably somewhere around a year, maybe a year and a half ago. And the reason I say that is because I think Commodus will have a tendency to repeat the same type of monster. So they'll do like 2 Anubises because they've done stuff like 2 Kobold Bombers and 2 Brownie Magicians. But they don't really go over 3 or 4, and they definitely don't do 5 as far as I'm aware. So having only an Anubis being done already, I think there would be a chance for this guy to be Hall of Heroes. But I think that's really all I have for this video though, guys. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, be sure to tell me in the comment section. And also be sure to leave your guys' guesses for the Hall of Heroes in the comments. But that's really all I have for today though, guys. So may the best of your todays be the worst of your tomorrows.